What? Hi everybody.
I'm Janice.
I'm James.
We're Unstable Culture.
Unstable. Yay. Unstable people.
This is our Tuesday check-in videos. For those of you who are new to the channel, what we do is every week on Tuesday we give you an update of how things have gone for us within the past week and what we did to cope with our mental conditions. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notification for more Tuesday check-in videos. And we'll go ahead and get started.
Yay.
Don't sound so thirsty.
It's early. What do you want? Last week go.
A lot of things happened last week. We had gotten some stuff in.
Yeah, we got yes, and the video for this is already up. We actually got this, the charging station. We got two of these, the charging station for them and the camera for the PlayStation 5. That video's already up.
Go ahead, check it out.
Check it out. It's fun. It's cool. Neat little pictures. There is an Easter egg in there. If you can find Batman, leave a comment in there, because Batman is somewhere in one of the pictures. I'll give a hint. It's in one of the pictures. It's not in the video itself. It's in the actual like pictures that are in the video, like one of the still pictures. Yeah. So yeah, I hit Batman somewhere.
Yes, he was having fun with that.
So yeah, so we got that is up. Tomorrow will be my follow-up to the flight stick. Got that all ready to go. Just need to, that'll be posting up tomorrow. So if anybody is interested in the flight stick to see if that'll work for Windows or in how that is with the PlayStation VR and all that, that video comes up tomorrow. Got a short demo of that and everything like that. So that should hopefully answer some questions there. The Hori flight stick, that's coming up tomorrow.
Yes, we've actually had a busy week of trying to get things done.
Trying to get back into our regular routine after everything that's happened with my dad passing, her grandmother passing,
all of the loss,
everything else that's been going on at the house,
and grief.
The grief, the stress of other people in the house causing stress, my unemployment being on hold and getting the runaround for that, so that's fun too. Yeah, just kind of everything being kind of a mess. So trying to deal with all that has just been one big headache after another. I didn't really have any real. I can't say I didn't really have any real episodes last week. I did have some really rough days though, and everything like that. Just unfortunately the abuse that I'm dealing with in regards to my condition, not from Janice, but from my actual condition from the other ones from the other people that that are there in regards to that. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, they're about as real to me as anything, and they're in this room right now. But I know that you guys don't see them, but I do. And the things that they do and say to hurt me and to get me to do something to hurt myself, that was really heavy last week. And it was, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's just something that's constant for me. I don't get a break from it. It's just, at times, it is worse. It is just, they pick things and they amplify how I'm already feeling about that, and they use that to push me to try to hurt myself and stuff like that. So I did have some really bad times with that last week on certain things that are going on.
Those hard days were basically Friday. and then also Saturday, because on Friday, we were given a green light to order a new camera.
Yeah.
And we'll be getting that tomorrow.
The Sony A7 III, a really nice camera, with an extra lens, and actually 2 extra lenses actually for our setup. So one's a wide angle and one's a I don't want to call it a wide. It's not a wide angle, but it's a let's look at the orders. Go ahead and whatever. I'm just looking.
But in regards, that did cause him some issues.
I don't like.
And
I have an issue if it's something that I'm not paying for myself. Yes, the money was a gift because of what happened. My mom is giving us the money to do this, and she's saying it's basically because out of my dad's life insurance that he'd he'd set aside for her, which she didn't even know she was getting for sure until she got the confirmation that yes, she was getting it. We're getting we're getting this Sony A7 III with a 28 to 70 millimeter lens. It is a slight upgrade. I wouldn't say it's an upgrade from the camera we have now. It is a full frame camera. This one's it's a cropped filter one. I love the camera we have now. This one is just going to give us more flexibility on some things. And since they're both Sony, they both take the same mount, so lenses will be interchangeable, which is nice. I'm excited because it'd be nice to have 2 cameras.
And we can actually do some other videos that we have been wanting to do. Because one of the type of videos that we want to do is show you guys basically kind of like our reaction and how we talk about certain things when it comes to like gaming or it's kind of like a debate discussion type.
Yeah, because there are times in which as she says, I go off on rants, and I do admit, yes, I do go off on rants about things, and I'd kind of like to show you guys, you guys can get an insight into me as a person, and even her, give insight to us as people, and see what we're like and our opinion on things, and kind of, like I said, just get an insight into who we are and how we view things, because yes, I know probably some people think I'm a Sony fanboy, and yeah, to some degree I am kind of a Sony fanboy, but I'm not one of those hardcore guys that beats down on Xbox and everything like that. I feel sorry for Xbox players, but that's kind of that's something else for another video. But we are getting that in. We're getting, like I said, it's the 28 to 70 millimeter lens, which is kind of a nice lens. It's kind of a sign of a wider aspect ratio than what we currently have, but that's because it's a full. It's going to be on, but that's also we're getting a full frame. Yeah, because the camera and stuff like that. So that'll be nice. Another battery and stuff like that, and then we're also getting an actual wide-angle lens that is currently back ordered. Yay!
Yes.
Sucks.
And
I don't know if we'll do an unboxing on those, but we might do a video. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're waiting for.
If you want another unboxing video of it, go ahead and leave a comment below, and we'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah. If you guys got any questions about it, but yeah, this is the other lens we're getting, which is right above her head.
Yeah.
She's got a camera coming out of her head. That's a wide angle lens. So hopefully that'll be coming in before the end of the month.
But in regards to that, that is how last week was for him. For me, was a little bit different. For the first part of the week, I was feeling very, very depressed, and unmotivated. And that's with everything that's going on. And another part of the reason why I was feeling depressed in regards is I got 2 more rejection emails of getting a job, and that does make it hard when basically since I was 13 years old I had constantly been working and having money that's coming in, and since the pandemic that has made it very hard, especially the start of the pandemic and what I used to do, which was being an Uber driver. And without having a vehicle, it is hard to drive for Uber. Yes, I could do the rental. However, $254 each week, plus on top of that, $1,000 or basically $1,400 monthly every 28 days, basically.
Yeah, supposedly it's changed, actually. According to the Uber emails, it's changed, but it's still,
that's how it was.
Yeah, that's how it was, and honestly, I don't see either one of us being able to go back to Uber with just how poorly, honestly, they treat we were employees, and I'm sorry, but by law and by the regulations, we were employees, because if we were not employees, if we were actual contract workers, we would have been allowed to set our own rates for our rides and everything like that, which we weren't allowed to do. So an actual contract worker, someone who is hired on a contract basis, sets their own rates. So they allowed us to set our own hours, but we said we'd be able to set our own rates. There would be the whole setup would be completely different. But we were not. They set the rates, which means we had no say in how much we got paid or anything like that. There would be also, in regards to the penalty process that they put in place for things like the vehicle inspections and all that kind of stuff. That would be because they required, the vehicle inspection. That is not how that would work for that basically that is an employer thing. That is not a something that a contract worker would have to deal with in regards to that. So there's a lot of things that Uber does that we don't agree with. We didn't agree with even when we were working for them, and it's just been. Since we're not doing that anymore because we can't, because we don't have a vehicle, I don't see how either one of us could go back to that, knowing all the pitfalls of what it comes with. Even if the rental system was better and all that, and it might be, I don't know, but the way in which they switched that over to they got to put a hold on your card every week for $250, and then which doesn't fall off quickly. It doesn't. They hold that for almost a week and a half sometimes, and then once the 28 days is over, they charge the whole amount, and they want to charge another $250 for a pending hold for just a renewal again. So it's you basically it's almost $1,700 every 28 days that you have to have in your account just to renew it. Which even less and honestly in the current state, I don't see how that's going to be possible. I mean, when things were going well and everything like that, we were making about $1,000 a week or roughly and stuff like that, and it wasn't a problem to do things, but now, especially with the pandemic and everything going on, and honestly the reputation of Uber with the way Uber Eats is being handled by some of these people out there, no, people don't want to do that. I mean, ordering an Uber is not it's not what it used to be. I don't think it'll ever go back to the way it was because of the way it's being handled. I mean, yeah, right now California's got a law, that's getting voted on today. That's, that Uber's trying to get passed so that they can circumvent the current laws of, Uber drivers and Lyft drivers being considered employees, and they're trying to circumvent that because they don't want to pay out what they would have to pay out. They don't want to make it that way. So, which is wrong, because in Colorado we have the same regulations, for gig workers, for contract workers, A, B, C boxes have to be checked for us to be considered contract workers, and those aren't being checked with Uber. So I hope that law doesn't pass, and Uber and Lyft have to consider them employees, because maybe that'll fix things here and fix things throughout the country. Because honestly, Uber drivers, contract drivers for Uber and Lyft are getting screwed over. And yeah, I mean, this whole thing has been a struggle for both of us, because yes, we both have. Just like her, I've been working since I was like 13 years old. Had a job. Was working for the city, picking up trash in the parks and stuff like that for several years, and then went on to work for Kmart and all that kind of stuff, and then all the way through, and I always had a job. And I always had income, except for when I got laid off, and back in 2012, or was it 2011? I don't remember. From Westwood.
Westwood?
Yeah, was it like 2011, I think?
I think it was about
it was 2011. It was and stuff like that. But I've pretty much always had a job and everything like that. And yeah, it's been hard not having a having a stable income. Uber is a job. It's not your, and people say it's not a typical job. Well, there's no such thing as a typical job. Because you've got freelancing and getting paid to do that is a job. Working at 7-Eleven is a job. Trash worker is a job. There's no such thing as a typical job, because there's so many different types of jobs out there. But having a having a regular income is not. It's been hard for both of us, and yeah, so she's been struggling with that, and so have I. It's just, for me, I'm just so beat up every day about so many things. That's low on my list of things to be depressed about. I have enough things that that cause me depression that's low on my list.
But yeah, because of those rejections, those do get me depressed, and it just makes me feel that I am not good enough for anything that I'm trying to do, and it doesn't help when I do have a personality that is very abusive and constantly saying that I am basically lazy and a good for nothing because I don't get up early in the morning, like around 6 o'clock, or I tend to sleep in. And when I am depressed and not getting that proper sleep, I do sleep in. And it's not because I'm being tired, I'm feeling completely exhausted. And James can tell you that even though I might be asleep, my whole body is still constantly awake.
Like her physical body, her body physically is asleep, yes, but your mind races, and she's arguing, and she twitches. There's things she does in her sleep that I know that something's going on in her head, or there's an argument or a fight, or something's going on in her head, and just because she's asleep doesn't mean she's getting rest. I have the same issue. I've always had this issue my entire life. But it makes me a horrible insomniac. But because for me, like, she can fall asleep. Like, she can actually crash out within seconds of hitting the pillow. Hours. It takes me, at least an hour or more to fall asleep. So yeah, even though we might be asleep, what's going on in our head does not mean we're not resting. It means we're not resting. So, like not going into REM sleep and all that kind of stuff. So it's not actual restful sleep. Between the other personalities in her head that are arguing, between the abuse I'm getting because of my disability, because of my schizophrenia and all that, it's not a restful sleep. It's not a, it's not something where it's like, where the average, I hate the word average person, but the atypical person getting sleep, where they, they dream and they go into REM sleep, and whether they remember the dream or not, they're getting to REM sleep. We don't do that as often because of our conditions, and that's been, so that makes it unfortunately very difficult for us. So I guess we have to fight to get up, and for me, I'm a lot more used to it in regards to that, because I can't rely on caffeine and stuff like that. She's very reliant on caffeine. So her getting up and not, like, she doesn't have that caffeine kick right in the morning, she very much does. It makes it hard for her to get up and get moving. And yes, in the current state of things, it is hard to be motivated. We're trying to use the channel as a way to motivate ourselves so we can grow this and branch out into regular photography, for everything from weddings to corporate to you name it, kind of photography, besides sports. We don't really have a lot of interest in sports. But that is kind of, that's hard to get into and hard to deal with when everything else is going on. So we're trying to get back
into the swing of things. It's like last week we finally got our Friday fun video up.
Yeah, which we got a Friday fun video got posted, which is something we hadn't done, and since my dad passed, we hadn't done, and we were finally got, like, we got our PS5 reveal reaction video up, which
was the next day later.
Which was, and everything like that, and we got the accessory unboxing up, and so yes, there will be kind of you'll have sporadic where there's weeks where we have a lot of videos, and some we don't have a lot. We only have maybe the Tuesday check-in video, but we are trying to get them out there, and it is a struggle because of our conditions, because of things that are going on, and everything like that, and it's just some weeks are better than others. Last week wasn't a bad week. It just, I would almost say it was just kind of atypical for what things are. And some weeks we have really good weeks where we're, and everything like that. And hopefully this, like next week should be hopefully a good week with our PS5s coming in and everything like that. And with the camera coming in this week, it'll give us the ability to do a different style of unboxing for those, which will be kind of fun. And to be able to do the discussionary debate style videos that we want to do, and film other things that we both want to do. So we're trying to look forward to that for tomorrow, and hopefully that'll be something, that'll hopefully make it a better week tomorrow. I mean, this week started off, I want to say, just okay. Last night, my sister's boyfriend, which if anybody's been watching these, made dinner last night, and both of us felt really sick afterwards. It was very oily. It's the best way to describe that. But in not being comfortable with him and her in that situation because of her choices she's made, it was kind of a rough day yesterday. So besides the dinner part, like him cooking dinner was what it was. But him being here and was hard, and I'm trying to be okay, like whatever in regards to her choices or whatever, but unfortunately her choices do affect other people, and she doesn't realize that. So it is very much a point of stress for us. And so we're trying to look forward to tomorrow with the camera coming in and having that and being able to do, all that. And the realization of, yes, we will have more flexibility in our shooting and all that kind of stuff and everything. So
and be able to do some of the things that I have been wanting to do, besides, like, when we go to do these astral photographies, to actually shoot a little bit of video while someone's taking pictures.
Because I want to do time lapses of some of that kind of stuff, and when we only have one camera, a time lapse, I mean, to give you an idea, if you guys saw our sunrise video time lapse that we did, that was like a minute long, that was 3 hours of shoot. That was 3 hours to get a minute video. So, and that's how, so having one main camera. Yes, we have our phones and everything, which are nice phones and all that, but it doesn't, the flexibility of, in regards to the features of the camera on our phone versus our professional camera are widely different. So having two professional cameras is a nice thing. It will be a nice thing because it will give us the ability to, like if I want to be doing my time-lapse video while she's taking pictures and doing some other, shorter video, like real-time video and stuff like that, and not have, so we're not tied up with just us, both of us sitting there waiting for the time-lapse to get done. Because, it's quite the, that put a constraint on us that this is going to alleviate that constraint. And, so, it's trying to look forward to that, not trying to dwell on the negative aspect of what I'm hearing because of the way in which we're getting the camera. So, it's just kind of, hoping things will get better and everything like that, and just trying to look forward to, like I said, the PS5 launch, 8 days, 14 hours, 45 minutes.
Yeah. I'm in the way for the camera.
She's in the way. Here, I'll turn it around so you guys see. I've had this on my iPad running
every day.
Every day for the last, since it was 21 days, basically.
And we had gotten notification that, yes, our cards are going to be getting charged soon. It's just we're wondering when.
It'll probably be it could be later today, it could be tomorrow, we don't know yet. They charged these about almost a week before we got them. They charged the money on the accessories, and then those that shipped a few days later in that regards. So hopefully they'll just charge in the next couple days, and we'll be like, hey, now we're just waiting for them to ship.
Yeah.
Side note, kind of a cool note, I thought, there's a retailer in Germany that is talking about, I guess they're going to ship the PS5s for people in Germany on the 12th, which is early, which is cool. I think that's really neat. I as much as I respect Sony's relaunch date for like the 19th in Europe, I think it's a little kind of I think it's like, I know the reason they're doing it. They want to make sure they have enough stock for everybody and all that kind of stuff. And they're trying to make sure that, when people go to a store on launch day, there will be some consoles. Yes, there'll be very limited consoles if you didn't pre-order, but they're trying to do that, and I get that. But I think it's just kind of, it's it's kind of unfair to some degree. Yeah, they have to wait a week after after us to get theirs, and I'm not a, actually they have to wait more than a week because theirs is the 19th, wasn't it?
I think so.
Europe release date was the 19th, so that's actually, so yeah, that's a week after us, and I just, I think it's just kind of a little unfair to them. So I'm kind of hoping, so hopefully, hopefully they'll either loosen it or allow retailers to start shipping them out whenever. so that people can get theirs earlier. I'm kind of interested to see how the Xbox launch goes. I just don't have any games I want to play on it. And yes, with the whole Bethesda thing, I'm not gonna buy I'm not gonna buy a console for 1 or 2 games. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not something that's worth doing. It'll collect too much dust. My Switch collects a little bit of dust, but I do play that pretty regularly for my Dragon Quest Builders game, which I'm actually hoping to record a video for later this week. I'm thinking I want to try to capture some video to show you guys, so I can post it up and show you guys my cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs that I decided to do. Anybody who plays Dragon Quest Builders 2 will know that the Builders Island, I wiped mine out. Literally, I literally completely turned it into a giant hole of nothing.
It is a giant hole.
It was. So there's stuff there now. I have my mountain, my volcano, my version of Fuji. I have a giant wall, yes, and I have my Japanese castle.
That he's working on.
Yeah, that I'm working on the exterior of it. I just got to do a little bit more of the interior, but yes, I do have some stuff in there. And it's not a little castle, it's pretty dang big. So yeah, but I mean, buying an Xbox for Elder Scrolls, or pretty much, yeah, I mean, or even the next Doom game, which I still need to finish the current Doom game I have. Or even Wolfensteins. I got 2 Wolfensteins I need to finish. So, yeah, so yeah, hopefully, we might actually do something about the Xbox thing, just to kind of, to keep on topic, hence the discussionary video we're talking about. So just trying to keep a positive mental note with all this stuff is what we're trying to do. I mean, yes, it sounds like we're going on tangents, but we are unstable culture. So yes, there are, yes, with my condition especially, staying on task is always one of those things where, as she likes to say, "Ooh, squirrel," for me.
Yes.
I have my, squirrel moment.
He has his squirrel moments.
Or yeah, I'm like a dog. I go, "Ooh, squirrel." I get really sidetracks on things, which if you've seen some of these videos, you will know. So we're just trying to do that and trying to be more upbeat.
Yeah.
It's tough, especially with the holidays coming up. This will be my first holiday without my dad, and that's going to be really hard. Because yeah, my dad always loved the holidays and stuff like that, and one of the things that was always kind of a tradition was my dad would get the new Star Trek ornaments from Hallmark and stuff, and that we not even do this year. This year we don't know. Just a lot of things just are not going to be the same, obviously, and anybody who's had a loss like this of a parent or something like that or a sibling or whatever of a close relative will understand that this is not going to be this is going to be challenging in that respect.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've actually been working on is going through all of our photos so that I can really get our portfolio up and going. And it is still not quite set, because yes, I am still going through some of the other photos, and I do have to talk to one of my cousins to see if I can use some of the photos for our portfolio. And yes,
I forgot I didn't have this on here. We have some sun videos.
you mean
like the ones we did when we did out Jackson Lake. My crazy the
yes.
Check out our Instagram. We have some fun photos on there. It's already, and we're adding more to it.
Yeah, it's slowly a progress, and with some recent updates, I'm able to really still go ahead and get those pictures on Instagram. So look forward for those on the website, and I am still working on the website. However, since it's the beginning of the month, I've got paperwork that I need to finish up, And then after that, it's going to go back to what my normal routine will be. So.
Yeah, I mean, if any of you do this or anything like that, you'll understand the whole craziness of all of this. I mean, but yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what's going on, and obviously that's what's coming up, and that's the way we're dealing with things. So not much more to say for me.
I don't got much.
So just keep an eye out. Check out the unboxing video for the accessories. Check out the reactionary video if you're interested in how we kind of handled that. We'll be doing those differently going forward.
Yes.
And just keep an eye out if you're interested in the Hori Flight Stick update, closer to a review, and just a demonstration of how things work. That'll be up tomorrow. But otherwise, that's kind of it. Thanks for guys for watching our videos, and like, subscribe. Let your friends know if they're, if you let anybody know that if you know someone who might be interested in this, or someone who's got a mental condition. Because yes, they're not alone. There are other people out there like them, dealing with the same stresses that they're dealing with. So, and sometimes it makes it easier if you can see somebody who's willing to talk about that. And comment below. Check out our website for the forums if anybody's got questions. Put a comment in the video or go to the website and put it on the forums. It's free to subscribe. You have to subscribe to access the forums, so it's not like just anybody can get in there and start throwing things around. That's kind of about it, right? Instagram. Facebook.
But again, go ahead and like the video. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Also, check out our links below for our Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter, and the Patreon, because we're still working on the Patreon. Let us know what you want to see on our Patreon if you want to go ahead and support us. So, those are all of the things that's going on. And again, go ahead, check out all of our other videos, our unboxing videos, our travels, and tech related.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's kind of it. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.